Let's call it to order.
All right, we'll go right into, well, we have nothing for public comment, so we can bypass that whole part of things. For departmental updates, programming wise, so as you guys probably saw or heard, the schools canceled school for Friday because teachers were apparently calling in sick or whatever it might be, I don't know. So we collaborated with the Boys and Girls Club to offer a program for parents to bring the kids to the Civic Center. We are hosting, we have the facility, it's their staff. So we're doing that in conjunction with one another, and we're thrilled to do that, just to kind of give people who are working parents an opportunity to drop the kids somewhere. So we have that going on. During April vacation, we have Sportszone coming up.
Dan.
Yeah.
How do they find out about that?
We put, so the Boys and Girls Club and myself emailed it out and put it on Facebook today.
You don't have to be a Boys and Girls Club member?
Nope. And that's why a lot of it's through me. So they have their protocols that they have to go through their EEC guidelines. It's through the state. If they run it through me, they don't have to worry about that. So that's kind of the hoops that we jump through. So it's a recreation program staffed by the Boys and Girls Club.
Dan, I'm sorry, maybe you said this, but what were the ages for that?
It's grades K to 4.
Okay.
And then the middle school kids, so because the Boys and Girls Club already has middle school, those kids can come on a drop-in basis. They just might need a one-day pass or whatever it is. That's handled through the Boys and Girls Club.
Cool.
So yeah, it's and we found out that Wakefield Academy wasn't doing anything again because of staffing. So we said we'll pick up where we can and help the community in the way that we can. So it should be a fun program, and it's exciting to do something with them in this element because we haven't done that yet.
Do you expect? I mean, would you expect a lot of people? Do they have enough staffing for? When you said K to 4, K rings a bell with me that
we capped it at 40 to 50 kids. And then if we need to get more staff, we'll see what we can do. Right now, I only have about 12 kids signed up.
Okay.
But that's 12 people who had nothing else for their children. So any other questions about the academy, about the program with the Boys and Girls Club? No? Okay. So then April vacation, we have Sportszone. They do every vacation week for us. They don't have a whole lot registered for the full week, but they accept drop-ins, which is great. So parents can do 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. If they do 4 days, they sign up through us. They are also going to be offering a couple programs after vacation week. They're going to start a tot golf program, youth tennis, a Nerf battle zone program, which like Nerf guns and targets and stuff like that. And then they're doing a high five sports, which is, intro to t-ball, intro to soccer, intro to basketball, intro to other little things. So we're starting those. Right now it's varying degrees of success. They may run, they may not run, but it's an offering and we're going to see how it goes. We have our volleyball program with the high school coach that starts the Monday after vacation. We have 65 girls registered for that.
Wow.
So, yep. So there's 34 that are in grades. I forget what the grades are. I think it's like 4 through 6. And then the remaining are in 7th and 8th. So this is a good, successful program. We put together recently a youth cheer clinic. My daughter's Pop Warner coach reached out to me and said, geez, I'd love to continue doing some cheer coaching since I don't do it as much anymore. What do you think? And yeah, absolutely. She's a wonderful coach. She's had such a great positive influence on my daughter. To see where my daughter was in 4th grade to where she was in 8th grade, quite honestly, because of this woman, I said, yes, this is a no-brainer. So we put it together. She's hired her staff. My daughter's actually volunteering there because she needs volunteer hours with National Honor Society. And they have 66 girls signed up for this program. Wow. So we have 34 in grades K to 2, and we have 32 in grades 3 to 5. This is just found money. It's Monday nights. It's 10 weeks. I was there the first week, and I think we offered it in Reading and in Wakefield. The balance is 15 girls from Reading, the rest are from Wakefield. So we have a great number and it's exciting. Summer programming, it's still ongoing. We're still accepting registrations. We're still adding programs. We expect a strong summer. I could have listed everything that we're doing, but quite honestly, it would have been so redundant from last meeting. So we'll go over that next time, just kind of give you an update of where we are, but numbers are good and we're happy with where everything's at.
Great.
Community gardens. So we had our drawing the other day for the community garden plots. We had 91 entrants for 33 garden plots. We had about 13 returnees from last year. So the rest are newbies to us. We are looking to open that about April 25th. So we just need a little bit more time to collect registration fees from those who won plots, see if they're accepting them. If they're not, get a new person in there. DPW is going to get us 3 yards of loom so we can do topping on the plots. And we're right about there. And we need to get the water turned on. So we have a little bit that we have to do to get started, but we're a couple weeks away, and yeah, that runs itself. It's very easy. And then one new exciting thing that we're adding is we're going to add some adult tennis classes, something that we haven't done before. There's a new woman who moved into town. I want to say it was last fall, and avid tennis player, avid tennis teacher, generally been down south, has roots in the Midwest, ended up in Wakefield, and wanted to kind of get involved in the tennis community. So she's going to do cardio tennis classes and skills and drills for higher level players. That's kind of where we're starting to see where the demand is, so we can kind of maybe move our way down. Her expertise is actually with the kids, but with Sandy Palmer, I'm never going to step on Sandy's toes. Sandy's been with me since day one here, and actually was here before I got here. So we're showing the loyalty to Sandy, and we went in a different group with our new instructor, Katie, and we'll see how it goes. Classes might run, they might not, but we'll give it a shot.
Dan,
Any questions?
is that down at Dobbins?
Yeah, it's gonna be at Dobbins, and we only allowed one court to be rented for 5 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's 5 weeks. It'll be Tuesday nights. It'll be 6 to 7, and then a 7 to 8, and that's it. And we'll start off there during the summer. If things are okay, I might let her do later afternoon classes for 2 courts, and then come fall, if there's a demand there, we might add more. But we're starting very small, because I don't want to take time from the general public. Any other questions about programs, tennis or otherwise? No. Okay. So on to the Civic Center. We're super busy. Rentals for days. There's really still not a whole lot of gaps in there. Weekends are a little bit slower right now, but the weeknights are peppered. And we're great. We're thrilled about that. Again, you know, our new custodian, Christina, is fantastic. We have a brand new bathroom on the 2nd floor. Things are great over there. So, and from what I hear, there's going to be more improvements after capital time. I understand we're getting a new roof for the gym, so we no longer have to worry about the leaks. I understand that the balcony is getting firmed up, so we could actually allow people on the balcony to watch games, which is interesting.
How many rows of seating, Dan?
I don't know. I haven't got that far yet. I want to see what it looks like. And then I understand that.
One.
Okay.
Over here.
And then as I heard that there might be some renovations to the kitchen downstairs. So these are some exciting things, and could change some of the use of the facility. So we're excited about those. And we're going to have even more rentals that are coming up. You know, if there's dead time on weekends in the spring, I may look to offer pickleball down there, since we don't have the outdoor courts yet, which I'll get to in a second. If we can fill time and fill space, we're going to do it. Any questions on the Civic Center? Nope. Okay.
I asked Christina if she could get a new
She got one.
dry mop. Oh, good.
I don't know if it's as big as you wanted though. But
Well,
I
they
saw
make
a new
6
one.
footers. Yeah.
I saw a new head.
Okay. Super.
So that's their itch. I know I saw one the other day. So as far as fields, so let me go to BMX first, because that was a great time. We had an awesome time last meeting, right? And you know, I did get a little blowback from one of the neighbors who had sent the letter, who was concerned. I eventually forwarded it on to Steve and on to Ben DeCristoforo, our building inspector. I haven't heard back since then. So it's
What was
kind
the
of where it
gist of
is.
the letter?
What's that?
What was the gist of the letter?
Oh, it was one of the ones that I read last meeting,
Okay.
where they didn't want the amplification at all.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
Well, that
continued.
was Dan, wasn't that a mother and daughter too?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yep. So
I thought so.
they followed up with me for several days after, and they still weren't pleased. But like I said, I passed it on, and I haven't heard since. So it's kind of there.
Then I'm assuming that invitation to stop over the house wasn't sincere then.
No, it's 100% sincere. They want us there. But that brings up this interesting point. So I got the dates from Roger that they want to do those flat pedal races where they wanted the amplification. The first one's Memorial Day weekend. The second one is Father's Day.
Ooh.
And my personal opinion, and that's all I'm going to state, is my personal opinion. I think that we should not allow it on those days. I think those are days where families congregate, get together, and if they want to be able to enjoy their outside with their family, they should be able to do that. That's my personal opinion. But this, since the board voted last time to allow it, I think we need, if this is the route we want to go, we need to make a motion to eliminate those 2 dates. The other dates are, just to throw them out there to you, July 17th, which is the state race, which has never been an issue. July 24th, which would be their flat pedal race for that month. August 28th, September 25th, and October 30th. So personally, I would like to see 5/29 and 6/19 taken off their list of dates. But that's just my personal opinion.
Is 5/29 the earliest?
5/29 is the first, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I think especially with those being the first two, that like just puts a bad taste in everyone's mouth. Yeah, I agree. I don't think either one of those dates is a good idea.
Dan, the last meeting, I voted for this to go forward reluctantly. I'm still reluctant. I absolutely am not in favor of Memorial Day or Father's Day for amplification in that neighborhood. It's just not
And by the
fair.
way, I would have said the same thing for Mother's Day, just to put that out there, you know.
Well,
Those
Mother's
are
Day,
those are family, those
It
are
doesn't
sacred
fall
families.
on that day, but it's just not fair to people that are trying to plan outdoor activities. Well, one of those dates wasn't graduation, right?
No,
High school graduation, it wasn't?
Nope.
Okay, because I would have been against that as well.
Right.
In case there were graduates in that neighborhood. So, if, I don't know how you want to do this, but I'll be glad to make a motion to take those 2 dates out.
Rich, is that the way that you think that we should go with this?
If somebody wants to make a motion, they're more than welcome to do it.
I will. I'll make the motion to say that for the 2 dates that Memorial Day Sunday, weekend Sunday, and the Father's Day, is that we don't allow the amplification.
Give me 1 second, I'm just writing this down.
I'll second it.
What if those dates are the only dates that they can line up all the other teams together?
Well, then
Shouldn't we
maybe they
speak
need
to
to
them
find another
first?
track on those dates.
Sorry, what?
Then maybe they need to find another track on those dates that aren't so close into a neighborhood.
But should we speak to them first before we vote against those dates?
Well, I'll be honest. I reached out to Roger a couple weeks ago when I got the dates and said, you know, that first one is Memorial Day weekend. Are you still going to have a race that day? Hinting around the whole thing. Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna have a race day. We'll probably only have a few people that day, but we're gonna offer it anyways. And I wanted to give him the out to say, you know what? Oh, we don't need to do that day. And he didn't take it. If he wants to change his date for it, I'm fine with that and do it another day. But I think those 2 dates aren't good.
That Memorial Day weekend isn't good.
Agreed. Right.
And then the
That and
Sunday
Father's Day.
for Father's Day.
Yep. And again, that's just my personal opinion, and it's something that I would openly tell him and anybody else. But I think if we, again, my personal opinion, if we don't make a formal vote or something like that, a formal motion with a vote, they can just go do it. And then,
So Memorial
gonna
Day is
come at
Monday,
us?
right? Is that
What's that?
correct? Memorial Day
What's
is
that?
Monday.
Memorial Day is Monday, yes.
He's still holding, he's not, was he planning to hold the race on Monday?
No, he's holding on the Sunday.
Okay. So just, okay,
Rocky, come.
all right.
Come here. Over here, buddy.
So the motion has been made to
Yep.
not allow amplification of Memorial Day and Father's Day, and it was seconded by Chris. Any conversations?
But it's not Memorial Day. It's the Sunday
It's not
before
Memorial Day. Memorial Day
Right.
weekend.
My only comment is pretty much the same I made before. It's 2 hours on a Sunday afternoon. I'm not bothered by it one way or the other.
Anybody else have an opinion?
Well, until,
Yeah, I agree with Rick.
I'm just kind of concerned about the decibel level. If it's really loud, I mean, we don't know until maybe we could go and listen to it to see what it's like. And then we'll definitely know whether we did the right thing or not. Because if it's super loud on a weekend, that's going to, especially a holiday weekend,
Yeah, that's why I asked about if it was the first. It would have been nice to have
Yeah.
seen and heard one before
Right.
we make any decisions like this.
Now, their
Unfortunately,
first
it doesn't
race
sound like we
is
can do that.
their first race is actually May 1st, but that's not what we've allowed our amplification where they're going to have the big amps for. That will be Memorial Day week.
Right.
If he was to use the little or the small box, the karaoke machine or whatever that they use, I don't love it, but I get it. When you're bringing in the big guy to do the dog and pony show or whatever we want to call it, where you're calling the people coming in and out of the turns, I just think it's a bad weekend, and I know who's going to hear it on Tuesday when I get back to the office.
And can you remind me again what time of day these,
11
These-
between 11 and 1. So the race itself, he's saying, is 1:30 to 2:30 is registration. So then we're looking
Oh.
like a 3 to 5. Go 2:30 to 4:30.
okay. Which is kind of prime, like barbecue time, prime gathering time. If it was in the morning. But he was saying last time that there was like another track that does the mornings, right? Is what he
Correct.
thought.
Yep.
Did he confirm that? Do you know?
Yes,
Yeah, he did.
I
Okay.
confirmed it because I looked at their website.
Oh, okay.
And the goal is to get to the people from Billerica to come to
Right.
Wakefield after.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's why he wanted to. Okay.
Okay, well, we've got a motion. So I guess all in favor.
I
I don't remember what the motion was again. Like it was
the
to
motion-
strike them, right?
Disallow amplification on those 2 dates.
But disallow. All right.
Disallow.
Yeah.
On Memorial Day weekend and
Right.
the date of
Father's Day.
Father's Day.
Yeah. Okay. I wasn't sure if we were voting I to allow or I to disallow, but yeah. Okay. So I disallow. Yeah. I vote for that.
Okay, and opposed?
Aye.
I'm opposed. So 4-2,
I'm opposed.
4-3. There you go. Motion carries.
I'm just jotting it all down. Okay. I honestly, I get the mixed opinions here. I think this will go along with the neighbors. And maybe going forward, they'll make things easier. You give a little, you get a little. I hope.
I mean, my perspective is, every weekend someone's going to come up with some reason why they can't have it. It's
Well,
going to be my
Yeah,
follower's
you're gonna get complaints every weekend.
Well, I tend to agree that that's probably going to happen. In fact, I'm expecting that I'll get a complaint on May 2nd, even though he's not using the big system. He has that little one to call the kids to the starters, whatever. I'm sure I'll get complaints. But for the big races where we have said, there's going to be this big sound or whatever, and we've been invited to go to those to whoever's house. I don't know who's around to do that on Memorial Day weekend. I know I'm not. I don't know who's around on Father's Day. I can tell you I'm not. So I want to be there when that first one happens. And I want to sit there and say that we held to our agreement. And if I can't hold to that agreement because I have family commitments,
Right,
it's tough. So I guess it just is what it is. We have to wait till July. All right, so moving on. Fields, they're all open. Dennis and his crew are grooming and making them look as pretty as he can this time of year. It's a tough time of year. They're all scheduled. Dennis has the schedules, so he'll do what he does. An interesting came up yesterday. I met with Steve, what happens every now and then, and a brilliant thought popped into mind, or at least I think it's a brilliant thought. So all the departments are requesting funds, ARPA funds, the government monies that are given to the towns for one-time expenditures. And we've always had an issue with lights at vets. So I'm getting a quote from Musco for new lights at vets. Steve was not opposed to it. He thought it was a good use of the ARPA funds because, again, it's a one-time thing. It's going to be a big expenditure, probably 200,000 plus. But then we wouldn't have to worry about doing that through capital improvement. Because if we did it through capital, that's 10% of capital improvement money. So it's kind of if we're going to do it, this is the time to do it. And then we can tie in the lights for the pickleball courts or tennis courts when they're done too.
And
So
what is the issue with the vets lights as they are now?
So they're old. They're not high enough if you're playing. There's definitely lights in your eyes. There's some dead spots. Here's a big one. So however many months back at this point, the poor person who was hit in Greenwood and they had med flight her out at nighttime. Well, med flight has to land at Vets Field. Dennis and company are calling me late at night, and I don't always have my phone right next to me. They need to get the lights on at the field. Well, they need a combo to get to the lights to flip a switch. Whereas if we had it with the Musco system, somebody can go into a computer, onto a phone, hit a button, and they're on.
Mhm.
It's more in line. It also allows us to schedule to have them on or off at certain times. So men's or women's softball are not the ones who are responsible for shutting them off. Because if they don't shut them off, there's somebody who gets a phone call and needs to drive from the town of Reading over to the town of Wakefield at 11:30 at night to turn off lights. That person's me. And that has happened. A neighbor called several years ago. The lights are on. They left on all night long. I need to call somebody. So I gave her my number. I've gotten several calls at 11:30 at night that the lights are on. So I drive over, I turn off the lights, go back home. So, it makes life a lot easier. It's a better system. They need to be upgraded. And it's free money.
Honestly, Dan, when Little League used to play there, there was always the problem too, where you'd have games where the lights wouldn't go on because nobody knew who was supposed to turn them on or who was supposed to talk to who and that sort of thing. So it was, problem with them being off as well as being on.
Right.
The
Fair
money
point.
that you have, Dan, did you say it was going to be enough to light up
Well,
the the tennis courts and the pickleball?
The town has plenty of money through the opera funds. I think it's 7 million that we got. And now it's, how do we use it? And here's the thing. This is just a proposal, and in town council can sit and say, no, we're not doing that. When I mentioned to Steve as an idea, he's like, I like that. That's because these things are for one-time expenditures. You know, you need to improve this, improve that, build this, build that. It's not for something that's perpetuating. So it's a one-time thing. If we can get this now through this instead of putting into the capital improvement, it might be very worthwhile for the town. And it doesn't cost us a dime. So that, you know, again, it's a proposal. We'll see where it goes, but I'm getting a number from Musco on what the cost will be. And then if it gets approved, if we get a decent number and it gets approved, it'll be a great benefit. For years, the men's softball and the women's have been asking for new lights. So it could greatly help. As far as the pickleball court, so I can't call them I'm going to call them the McKenna courts because that's what they are. And it's going to be mixed use pickleball and tennis. I drove by there yesterday, I think it was, and everything is completely ripped out. So that is brand new, you know, earth just there. So those battle areas are hopefully going under construction soon, getting rebuilt, because there is an avid group on both sides who are ready to get playing down there. I don't have a time frame yet. I did reach out to engineering yesterday. I've not heard back yet. I even want to see the schematics just for my own knowledge because I haven't seen those yet. So once I get there, we'll have a better idea of what it looks like. But those will be the most popular things once they get open. And then this is something else I think is great. So I told you guys a while back that I met with the youth action team. And when I met with them, they asked, you know, what can we do to help? And that's what kind of their thing is. So I said, you know, one of the biggest things that I have a problem with is how our fields and courts are used. And mostly, you know, trash on the courts, trash on the fields, bikes going across fields, that kind of stuff. So they have created a working group within the youth action team that is going to assist with that. They are going to meet with their peers at the middle school and the high schools, survey them, you know, how do you use the courts? Why are you using the courts this way? You know, why do you think trash is left? You know, do we need more barrels, whatever it might be? And of course I have pictures of barrels with trash piled next to it, but not in the barrels. And then try to educate them on, you know, how lucky we are to have the facilities we have and, you know, how we can better use them. So try to get the kids to take some ownership of the spaces and learn, you know, if we can teach them in 5th, 6th grade that these are an absolute benefit to the town, that stuff will carry forward and hopefully, you know, help the fields perpetuate going forward. We are working on that, and the youth action team is taking that on. I'm going to work with them, but that is their task, that they're going to work with their peers. They're going to have some working groups. They're doing some surveys, and they're going to have some cleanup days. So hopefully we can get the youth of our town, and not that they're the only ones who do this, because adults do it too. But they can kind of take some more ownership of the spaces that we have, because we want to be here for a long time. So we got that going on. Any questions about field stuff? Nothing. Well, that is all I have. I don't know if you guys have anything for me.
Yeah, what happened to didn't we have a liaison, a youth council?
Yeah,
person?
so Nick, I meet with him actually every few weeks. He is in the middle of baseball season. He plays year round, but he's on a travel baseball team through extra innings. So he's at practice a lot. He checks in with me many times after school just to pop in and say hi and see what they can do. And Nick is he's an 8th grader. He's taking this on. This is his challenge.
Oh, good for him.
And he's excited about doing it. So, and he plans on being my liaison through high school. That's what he wants to do. So we're happy to have him. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay.
Nobody else? All right. You're right, Dan. Short one.
Are you on a break hot yet, Rich?
Yeah, I'm back home. Made it back home.
I thought I heard your car door dinging.
Yeah. Probably.
We can
All
just
right,
see the
then.
pop.
Motion to adjourn, I suppose.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I,
Happy Easter,
adjourned.
everybody.
oh yeah, happy
Yep.
Easter.
Yeah,
Yes,
have a
get
happy
well
safe
soon.
holiday, guys. And then just so everybody knows, so our next meeting will be regularly scheduled time in May. So whatever, the fourth Wednesday, whatever it is. I just didn't want to go too long between meetings this time. Since we met at the beginning of March, I wanted to fit this in the middle. Plus next week's vacation week and I'll be in Disney. So
Nice. Have fun.
I'm going to see the mouse again. So we will meet normally as we do in May. Okay.
All righty.
Okay.